Yes. Right. A big move. Big move. Well, it's the same for both. I mean, the creative process is pretty much the same, but you have a lot more helpers. So like on a big movie, you're flying actors in, you're bringing crew in, you're spending a lot of money per day to get footage. Magic better happen. I mean, you're throwing this huge parade for creativity to show up. When it doesn't, I mean, you're just get pissed off. I mean, it better happen. But look at all the, pomp and circumstance you're throwing out there for creativity to come down. Creativity is like a spirit, Do you think how reluctant it is to visit such a huge party? It would more bless the one that's there with a little campfire and two people around it, trying to get it to come down and visit. I think that's the party it would rather be at. So it feels to me like there's more creativity. Maybe it's because there's just nothing there, and there's no crew, and there's no money, and there's almost zero expectation. But it feels like more creativity rains down when you have nothing. I think it blesses you with that, because it's kind of charmed by the fact that you're even trying, that you even show up. And most people don't show up because they're afraid, they have fear of failure, or they just think they don't have all the answers yet. But I would just tell them, just charge forward and watch how many magical things will happen. This movie wasn't even supposed to be seen, and then we're all there at Cannes, pinching ourselves, going, what are we doing here? This is totally the mariachi experience that they got to see. Is that we made a movie, no one expected to see it, and then we're going around all over the place showing it to audiences, and it's amazing. So yeah, I think the creativity meeting you halfway, that can be in every area of your life. It's kind of what I like to teach people, is that if you just compartmentalize creativity, like, oh, tonight I'll start working on my novel, after work, you're going to be blocked because you're not being creative all day long. But if you apply creativity to everything you do, how you make a meal, how you take a business meeting, how you deal with your kids, when you're always applying creativity, you're always in a creative flow. So you'll get ideas in the shower, when you're driving, or because you're always on. And I always found that I was most productive, most fulfilled, and just happiest when I was being creative. So why not just be creative all the time, all day long? Being on stage, talking to you all, you're being creative, you're coming up with ideas. It's really, and it can be a really big part of your life. And when people say, oh, I'm not creative, they just cut off a huge part of the potential of their life. It's like being at the start of the race, lopping off your leg right off the bat, just by saying that you make that your reality. The words you tell yourself become truth. So when you say, well, I'm not really creative, or I don't think I'm, it just means you're not being creative now. It doesn't mean you're not creative. Don't cut that off from yourself, because it's a huge blessing in your life to be creative and to allow that into your life. Great question. Yes, question.